Hello and welcome back for another video from Allison Automotive. So I haven't done a video for ages actually. I just have not had time to do any update the YouTube channel at all. The hope was, you probably noticed it's called Allison Automotive DIY. The hope was originally that I was going to put other sort of projects on there that I do perhaps around the home or in the garage and just do other things on there. But lockdown and kids and life, it just hasn't happened. But anyway, I thought I'd post this little update on the exhaust system. There's been a few tweaks to the design, so I thought I'd post a little update and let you know how that's going. So I'm not going to call this a version 2 of the exhaust system because that would kind of imply that there was something wrong with the first one, wouldn't it? So I think I'm going to call it version 1.1. So I'm just going to go over a few little details that I've done to the exhaust system one by one and show you what's happened. So first of all, the manifold, now I'm going to have to eat humble pie on the manifold, I think, because they're all being made in stainless now. After chatting with the guy who welds these up for me, he said it just made no sense at all to make them in mild steel. I thought originally that the sound of the mild steel would be a sort of a slightly duller sound, which I think it is. But I thought the actual mild steel would be a thicker metal than the stainless, but it turns out that the mild steel that they were using to shape the manifold, because of the shape of it, was actually the same thickness material as the stainless anyway. So there really was very little in it. Whereas in the centre section and the back box, they can use a slightly thicker grade material. So you do get a duller note if you use mild steel with those sections. So just to summarise, the manifolds now will all be in stainless, and there's been a slight tweak to the mounting flange plate as well. I think one of the holes, like on the right hand side on the other design, was just like a millimetre out or some half a millimetre, was just causing a bit of tightness on the studs now and again. So we redesigned that completely and made sure all these holes now are millimetre perfect to the actual cylinder head, and the holes kind of line up absolutely bang on there, and there's no issue with any tightness at all. So as I explained on the previous video, so the manifold does come with flexi section here. Now this is a really good idea because it removes the need for those stupid spring bolts that just are a really bad design on there. So now with these custom made flange plates, which are 10mm steel plate, you can just bolt up that right up to the donut gasket, bolt that up as tight as you want, make a really good seal, and you'll still get a bit of flexibility here where it's needed. Okay, over to the centre section. You can see again this is a fully polished version. Bit more sort of cost for the fully polished one because there's a lot of pipe work to polish up there. I think all of that is the same, there's no change there. There's a slight tweak here. Now we have just changed, all these flanges are kind of custom made in 10mm plate steel, as I mentioned, but this particular one we've had custom made to the actual gasket, so it just makes it a little bit of a tidier job. So we're using a reinforced gasket with a firewall ring in the middle of it, so good quality gasket, and the flanges are the exact same shape as that as well, so it just makes it look a little bit tidier. Okay, and with regards to the back box, now this is really a version 2, this definitely isn't a 1.1, this is quite a bit different actually. So I was noticing that some of the systems were just still a little bit louder than I wanted. So we opened up an original silencer, the original one from Janspeed, which is actually a Ford silencer that they then tweaked either end to make it work for the Racing Puma system. But when we opened it up, we saw that the perf pipe inside actually travelled all the way around the box in like a 3-stage sort of perf pipe system. So it kind of did a 3-pass, so I'm calling it like the 3-pass system. So it basically travels all the way around the box and then exits the box. So all the new silencers use that design, which is a slightly better silencing. So there's more perf pipe in there, more labour to make it, and it's just a lot better silencing actually, so it replicates the original system a lot more closely. And also one last little tweak just to avoid those issues of like the rear tailpipe not quite sitting at the right angle. The rear trim is actually sleeved onto the silencer now, so you can just undo the grub screw and just rotate that to any angle you want, and so you never have that issue of the trim being slightly out of alignment, so you can get that perfect every time. And also you notice here on the exhaust hangers, now one thing you can always tell aftermarket systems is that they just spend absolutely no time or design quality or anything on the exhaust hangers. It's just literally a piece of very crude wire just welded onto the box. So we've tried to replicate the original design a bit, so there's a bit of a notch there for the rubber to go over, and it's not just like two big washers on either side. I've noticed on one or two other systems, I think it might be the Miltech one actually, you can only just get the rubber on, and when you try and get the rubber off, they're a nightmare. You practically chew your hands to death trying to get the rubber past the big washer. So a fair bit of, nice bit of work there, just trying to replicate the original kind of hangers as well, so they look a bit more tidy. And you'll notice on this engine, customers just ordered a nice kind of polished manifold, so that's what it looks like. I don't think you can see all of it there, you can just kind of see the top of it. But this is how it looks in polished stainless. It looks pretty nice and bling actually. But again, there is a bit of an extra fee for fully polishing it if you want it in that way. And just one last little thing, orders for Europe. So orders out of the UK will come like that. So I just can't ship. That centre section is a bit of a nightmare for shipping. It's so expensive. Because it's over 1.5 meters, it's about 1.67 meters. Shipping is a bit of a problem for the centre section. Even in the UK, it's very expensive. But I can't ship this to Europe. It's just too expensive, or they just won't take it. So all systems that are shipped out of the UK will come with a sleeved centre section. And it's very neatly sleeved, so there'll be no problem getting a seal on it. But it will have to be shipped in that way. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.